in order to grow out of your current threshold, you need to expose yourself to different environments that you've never been in before, even when it feels uncomfortable. If you don't do this, you'll find yourself in a bubble where you're used to the same things, therefore your thoughts, beliefs, and actions are not challenged. And when you aren't challenged, you simply stay stagnant once you reach a certain point. And I realized recently I've reached that point. So I'm out in the city, I'm walking around by myself because it's important to go and do things solo. Do everything solo if you can. That's something that I'm not used to doing. I'm always used to doing something with somebody because the company is nice. When you're by yourself, alone in your thoughts and your own energy, the rawness is uncomfortable at first, I'll tell you that. But it's not as bad as you think. A lot of things seem worse than it actually is once you're in the present moment. So I'm gonna be out here for a few hours, just enjoying the time and privilege to be able to do things like this. Let me give you guys a nice view of where I'm at. I think I'm at the top. I don't think it gets higher than this. Beautiful, right? The other day I was walking down the park in my hometown, and it is nice. It's a beautiful sight, but at some point you just become so familiar, and that's the last thing that we need, especially in this day and age. It's one thing to touch grass and go outside, no doom scrolling, but it's another thing when you don't give yourself the chance to walk into the unknown. Right now I'm in the unknown. Anything can happen. I can meet anybody. I can make any connection. I can find or see things that I would have never seen if I didn't take this personal journey. I'll tell you what, I fucking overdressed. I look cool. I look like the boss, the Akuni, the leader of Akuni, but it's 71 degrees out here, 75 degrees, beautiful weather. That's what really encouraged me to take a trip out here, because it's gonna be raining for the next few days, and why not just say fuck it, fuck around and find out. One thing that I realized that makes me feel a little uneasy is that once you realize what you need to do in order to break your current identity and expand the threshold that you have right now, it's going to require you to make different actions and alter yourself in a way that aligns with what's ahead. Now, while you're in this process, it's very likely that you'll feel a deep mental resistance. A deep mental resistance within yourself because it's uncomfortable, and as humans, we don't like dealing with uncomfortable things. We'd much rather do what's comfortable, whether or not it's for the greater good. Not only do you feel this deep sense of mental resistance within yourself, you also begin to experience resistance with other people around you, whether it's random people or your loved ones. More focused on the people closer in your life and your loved ones, because when people change, others see it as a threat. It doesn't matter if you're bettering yourself or you're trying to challenge yourself to do new things so that you can find and explore different parts of yourself. If that changes the dynamic that you have with other people, they're gonna see it as a bad thing, because why are you changing what already seems good and comfortable? These are for the more close-minded people who only care about themselves. But you have to prepare yourself to find yourself in these situations and make sure that you don't fall back on your original idea and your original plan just because of their reaction. If it's what you want at the end of the day, you need to go for it. If it aligns with you deep in your core, you need to go for it. You can't allow other people to hold you back, because when you do that and you stay held back, there will always be a voice deep in your core that tells you that you know you shouldn't be there and you should be doing something else with your life, no matter what it is, and it will make you feel miserable. Not only will it make you feel miserable, but the lack of novelty and lack of exposure that is different will create a ball of negativity inside of your heart. It's not a beautiful sight, because once you have this ball of negativity in your heart from the lack of action, the lack of new exposure, you begin to trip on yourself. You lose that clarity. You lose the sharpness of your edge, the edge of your sword. That's what comfort does. Comfort kills. Once you experience how comfort can destroy your life, it's so easy to see it all around you. You can tell who's indulging in their comfort and how it's affecting them. You can tell if somebody is trying to keep you from embracing the discomfort that you know is right for you. You can just tell at some point. And for some people, for the people who are actually smart about how they go along with their lives, once you experience enough comfort to the point where it's destroying you, you just get so sick and tired of the life that you're living to the point where you're just willing to take a risk, remove things from your life, and just say, fuck it, for the sake of experiencing something new that will set you free. If that's something that you can relate to, drop a Cooney down in the comments, because I've lived through so many cycles, and in each of those cycles, it is comfort that encourages me to stay or fall back in. That's what happens when you become too nostalgic of the past. The past is the past. You can look back, but if you stare for too long, you'll find yourself walking backwards. And when you walk backwards, or even stay still, you're getting left behind. The gap between you and the future self that you desire, the gap widens. Because in order for you to become who you want to be in your life, you need to do the things that vision of the future you does. Does that make sense? Like, for example, the future me, the me that I idealize in my head, he's out here doing new things, exposing himself to different environments, meeting new people along the way, acquiring different beliefs and challenging my old ones. Because that's how you grow. If I don't grow, then I'm wasting away. It's either one or the other.